Hello YouTube! I'm going to do a quick demonstration of this new graphics tablet that I got. It's the, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's like the Veikk or the Veikk. It's V-E-I-K-K, and it's the A30, I believe. Yeah, A30. And it did take me a little bit of time to get it up and running, but once I finally did get the drivers working, I can explain some troubleshooting as well later on in the video. But first I'm just going to kind of give you an example. The reason that I got... Did he poop on the couch? That is insane. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to just kind of give you an example. And the reason I got this is because I do a lot of texturing. When I create 3D models in Character Creator, and I thought it would be kind of neat to try this out to see if it'd be more precise when maybe doing makeup or texturing on the skin. So I have just a texture sample here with an eye, so I can try to do some eyeshadow. So just to get started here, make sure I'm on the right monitor spot. So I have some cool little hotkeys set up so I can switch monitors. I believe it was this button. Oh. So I'm switching monitors. So I'm gonna use this brush, and then I set my opacity to 100. I got this button checked, and I forgot what it's called, but it's this button here. I think it depends on the pressure, and the harder you push, the more opaque the color gets. And then I got my flow set to 5%. Airbrush, basically, if you go over one spot, if you hold it down on one spot, it's going to get darker. I'm not going to check that for now. And then this button controls the pressure size. So the harder you press, the larger the brush size is going to be. I got my brush size set to, as you can see, it's this size. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm just going to use the color red so that it's easy to see. And I'm going to kind of just demonstrate some eyeshadow here. So if I just barely touch, you can see it, nothing's really happening because it's, but then if I press harder, you can see it, the color's starting to come through. And then if I press really hard, it really starts coming through. And then I kind of want to change this layer to multiply. Okay, so you can kind of be really precise, and then you can obviously, get rid of flow if you don't want the flow to be really low. You can enable the airbrush feature if you want, but right now I think this seems to be working pretty good for what I want to do. So this is just kind of just a base eyeshadow here. And then if I want to maybe get some shadow in there, I'm going to go ahead and just change this to black. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some shadow in here. So I'm not going to press too hard to start with, just to kind of figure out what I'm doing. And now just keep in mind, I'm not an artist at all. I honestly cannot draw whatsoever. So if you're an artist, this is obviously going to look a lot better. But I'm not pressing terribly hard. I'm kind of just, I press a little bit harder depending on if it's obviously not coming through. I press a little bit harder until I finally can see something. But I'm just kind of outlining the actual shadow that's in there. So get some shadow.
On video?
Mm-hmm. Get some more up in here. Just fun. It really feels like I'm actually coloring or drawing. Get a little bit more in here. It's really precise, way fun, way more fun than using the mouse. I mean, I could never get this precise with the mouse. A lot of undoing and redoing and layers, and so now I'm really not pressing hard. But now see, what I want right now is I don't want it to be super small, but I want the opacity to be low, so I'm gonna uncheck this box. I'm gonna see what happens. Okay, so that's kind of what I want, but I'm gonna backspace there. And I could use my, have an undo button on my hotkey, but I don't know, I'm still kind of getting used to it. So I'm just gonna kind of do some shadowing by just barely pressing here. And I'm just pressing a little harder so that it gets a little darker. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some highlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe take a white, and I'm gonna highlight up here. And I'm not sure if white's actually doing anything since I'm on multiply. I can't really tell. I think it's kind of erasing actually, if it looks... Yeah, it looks like it's erasing the black, which is fine. So that's kind of just, you know, a quick demonstration. Maybe I can get some eyeliner in there, which means I'm going to want to actually change this one right here because I kind of want to be a little bit more precise, depending on how hard I'm pressing. It changes the size because obviously I want it to be pretty thin for the eye, or for the eyeliner here. But now it's not really that dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, I'm going to uncheck the opacity and see what happens. Oh, there we go. Check that out. Okay, so then it's pretty, now it's like really, really precise there if you want like a darker. And you can color it in. Harder you press, the bigger the brush gets. It basically, the max is obviously going to be the max of your brush size. So if you have your brush size set to a really, really high number, it's going to go from small to large extremely fast. It's not going to like, I mean, it's pretty pressure sensitive. I haven't played around with it really a lot. This is pretty much the first time I've really played around with it. So maybe do some eyeliner up here. Actually, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go back here. I'm just gonna go like, no, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna blend this out a little bit, like smudge. Maybe smudge it down here. More of a smoky look. Obviously I didn't want that to be red, but I was just using it as an example. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I could probably change that by just going into like the hue and saturation here, changing the hue around. Oh, look at that. Yep, I can change that around if I want to, and then I could actually use this for something if I needed. Saturation doesn't really do a whole lot because I'm on multiply, but kind of see marks. But anyway, that was just more of just a kind of a quick example. One thing that's pretty cool too, that I did play around with before I got the drivers working correctly, because I was trying to figure this out last night. It was pretty late. If I change the size down to like 1, change the flow to 100. Okay, that seemed to... I know I found a brush that did some pretty good hair strokes, so you can like add some more eyebrow hair in there. And if I change that to, oops, zoom. Okay, so what's kind of cool is I have this, that you can zoom in and out. You can just kind of get some really nice hair strokes in there. Again, I'm not an artist, so please do not think that I am. I've never actually used anything like this before. I never actually drew eyebrows before in real life when it comes to on paper, so I'm just kind of thinking whatever would look best. But that doesn't look terrible. It's a little thick, but I don't think you can make the brush any smaller. Maybe you could play around with different brush types. They're kind of long too. But it's kind of just to give you an idea of what this tablet's capable of. I wonder if I just kind of maybe go this way instead. No. kind of just a quick example. And then you can even do lipstick if you want. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this once I figure it out more and start getting used to just the drawing, just because I'm not an artist at all. So I hope this is beneficial for anyone that's interested. And then also just quick troubleshooting if you're having issues with pen pressure or just getting getting it to work properly. I can kind of just explain how I kind of solved the issue on my end. I'm just going to delete this. Well, maybe I'm not gonna. So what I had to do is first make sure you uninstall any type of tablet driver. All the tablet drivers have to be uninstalled. And once that's done, make sure you restart your computer. Once you restart your computer, you need to, so what I did was I installed the drivers first. I did not hook it up to my tablet yet. So I installed all the drivers and then I restarted. And then I turned my computer back on and then I plugged in the tablet. And then I opened up the software and it seemed to work. So you can try that method and see if that helps you. Because the first time I did it, I plugged in the tablet first and I didn't even have the driver, and it was like using some mouse, like just automatic generic mouse and keyboard driver, and then I couldn't figure out how to get that unattached to it, and I couldn't attach the new driver, so it was having a bunch of issues there. I think that was really the only issue I had. I do know the company website is down now, and it was down. I don't know if it's still down when you're watching this, but it was down, so I wasn't even able to download the driver, so I had to email the company, and they were very, very prompt at resolving it and sending me a link to the driver via Google Drive. So definitely, reach out to the company if you're having any issues, and they promptly respond to you within hours. So yeah, that's pretty much the troubleshooting. If you have any questions, you can definitely comment on the video, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. Pretty fast at getting back to anybody that comments. So if you have questions, just comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and hope this video helped anybody that got this tablet. Thank you.